what does your safety program look like at your school? You don't have to get into too many details, but how many SROs do you have in your district? We'll start with you, Dr. Morawski.
Okay, so we have 10, including leadership in that department, and so we have, that's our secondary schools and then some that provide support at elementary as well. And so we've had that in place for a while. We were one of the first districts to establish our own police department when that was available from the state, and our police chief, Bill Hollenbeck, served on the governor's task force recently, and so doing some great things related to that. As if I had $1 billion, I would hire officers for every building. That's not a possibility right now because of cost, but definitely we're excited to be able to provide that in-person support, have those officers there. It is something we'll look to expand in future years, and that's one of the things we hear about the most. We have cameras, we have other types of systems that help, but really those people, those officers that are trained in the building is what people want to see, and we're excited to be able to provide that.
And what about in Fayetteville, Dr. Mulvey?
Yes, so we have a partnership with the Fayetteville Police Department for SROs. I believe we have 8 currently. And we also are working with the city on some grant funding that allows us to add 2 SROs per year until we have 1 at each building. So we added 2 for this year, which I believe is what brings us to 8, and then we'll continue to do that until each building has their own. So we're excited about that and appreciate the city's willingness to partner with us. Also last year, the district invested in hiring a director of safety and security. And so that individual is in process of doing safety and security audits, updating our policies and procedures. A lot of that work started last year. We'll continue that this year. Another thing we're looking at currently is adding protective safety film to all first level windows in all of our buildings. So we're in the process of exploring that and bringing a recommendation to the board. And so those are just a few of the things that are in process, and constantly looking for ways to just improve our overall security on our campuses.
Okay. The film protection for the windows, does that come from the shooting in Covenant where some windows were shot down? Is that where the conversation came from, or did it start before?
Yeah, so the conversation had started before that, but I think, that unfortunate incident just reaffirmed the value of safety film, right? So if someone looks to enter a building by breaking through a window or a glass door, the safety film would prevent that or at least significantly delay it.
Is that a conversation in Fort Smith that the school district has had yet, Dr. Morawski?
Yes, we've installed bullet-resistant film as well, and are continuing to discuss possible expansion of that. And I know that's also something through the LEARNS Act is a security audit, and meeting privately with the board to go through those details. So we're interested to expand. Just again, our police chief talks about hardening the target, right, and slowing down people if an unfortunate incident was to happen. And so we're going to continue to look at every way that we can do that.
How many SROs do you have, and what does your law enforcement program look like at each school district? Dr. Cleveland, we'll start with you.
Well, right now we have 21, and our city partners with us. We also have an additional SRO at Taneytown, which covers Rollins Elementary School. And so that's a partnership with Taneytown. But the 18 CSSOs, which are district employees, they're really certified security officers, and they're our employees. They do carry weapons. That's just the way it is. But they are at every elementary school, and they're part of those families. They're part of those teams, and quite frankly, the kids love them, and so do the teachers, and I believe moms and dads really appreciate having the additional layer of security. So that's kind of what we do in Springdale.
And in Bentonville?
In Bentonville, we have SROs in every high school and every junior high. And then for our elementaries, we have coverage. We have officers assigned to share those zones. And as I said, we just added another one this year. And our SROs are really critical for our school district. We appreciate they work so well with our kids and our families, and we intend to continue to grow in that area. There are so many components to security, and really staff awareness, staff training, being alert, having great communication with families. They do a wonderful job of using our hotline to report any suspicious or concerning behavior. And so all of those elements are what really builds a strong security program. Having regular walkthroughs with our security director and just making sure that 100% of the time we're practicing safety. And so all elements are critical, and we will continue to improve those elements every year.
Dr. Perry.
Similar to Bentonville, we also have the school resource officers at each high school and in the middle school, and then we do provide that coverage at our elementary level. And we're a smaller system geographically, and so our police are able to get to all of our schools very quickly and have a very rapid response time if anything were to happen. So as Dr. Jones mentioned, we have a great working relationship also with our police, and they often communicate with us on Sunday at midnight if there's a threat. They see something posted on social media, and so we are very fortunate both with the law and the Rogers Police, and then also with the county. They have been incredible in terms of helping us and making sure that they take care of us. And I think the other thing that we talk about too a little bit is that convenience is often the greatest threat to security. That you leave a door propped open just so that it's easier to come back and forth, and so sometimes it's not necessarily the people that we have in the building that's armed and ready, but it's those individuals that are there to just practicing those good, safe practices every day, making sure your door is locked, making sure the exterior doors are secure. And also we have the behavioral threat assessment teams that we've created, all of us have created, to look at, are we worried about certain students? Are we worried about certain threats that are out there that we feel are credible? And then what are we going to do with that? Use that information, make a judgment on how credible it is, and then who do we need to get involved to assess that particular threat.